Okay, seems like this is working now. Can you guys confirm that you can hear me? If not, I will have to adjust my audio settings. Let's see.
Our new EV rental fleet is the absolute goat.
If not, I will have to adjust my. Okay, so this seems like it's working now. I am going to be talking about various Google marketing platform tools that we have available. There is a lot of confusion among people around about what these tools do. So in this session, that's what I am going to be talking about. There are several tools out there. Before I dive into the tools that I will be discussing, as you might have seen on the cover screen here, I want to talk about what is web analytics and digital analytics, because these tools are all related to these two fields. And these two fields are also related. So that's what I'm going to be discussing in this session. And as I'm going through the content, please feel free to let me know if you have any questions. So let's dive into the session here. I'm going to be sharing my screen. So share screen. And here is the PowerPoint slide. If you don't hear, let me know. Or if you don't see, let me know. So Google Marketing Platform, that's we will be talking about various tools that are available in this platform. Here are the tools that I will be discussing about: Google Analytics 4, Google Tag Manager, Google Data Studio, BigQuery, and Google Optimize. So let me just mute my audio here. I've got too many things going on, so I just want to make sure yes, all right. So what I'll be going through each of these systematically and put them in a point of view that will be easy for you to understand. So first, let's talk about what is web analytics. Web analytics is the measurement, collection, analysis, and reporting of web data for the purpose of understanding and optimizing web usage. This is according to Wikipedia. Keep the keywords in mind here: measurement, collection, analysis, reporting, understanding, and optimizing. That's what we're doing. Web analytics allows you to collect tons of data and then allows you to analyze that data. That's the field is about, and analyzing the data, reporting, and then the whole purpose is for you to understand how your website or apps are being used and then optimize them. Most of the people that I come across, if you came across are in one of my Google Analytics Facebook groups, then you'll know that you're all the discussions are very much focused around measurement, maybe collection, but very few discussions happen around understanding and optimizing. And that is the key. That's where the value of web analytics comes into play. Now, the field has expanded over years, where it started with web analytics, but it has expanded to include digital channels, because many digital channels came into the picture, such as email. Email has been there forever. Search with Google, it became very prominent. There were search engines before that, display ads, social media, etc. So digital analytics is a relatively newer field, which includes these digital channels. So putting that same definition on digital analytics is the measurement, collection, analysis, and reporting. See, it was web analytics, but now it's digital analytics of website and digital channels. So we're including both those for the purpose of understanding and optimizing web and digital channels. So we're expanding the scope. That's what digital analytics is. All these tools that I talked about are helping you do that. So pay attention: measurement, collection, analysis, reporting, understanding, and optimizing. That's what we'll talk about and see which tools fit in and do what kind of job. So digital analytics tools that are available, and I'm focusing only on Google ecosystem. There are other tools that are similar in functionality, but not provided by Google. So let's first talk about measurement. There are two tools by Google today, Google Analytics, which is GA, and GA4, which is Google Analytics 4. These two tools are doing the same work, basically similar work. Google Analytics is an older free version and also called GA3 or Universal Analytics, while GA4 is the newer version, Google Analytics 4. And that's why people started calling the old version as GA3. However, officially it was never called GA3. It's only Google Analytics or Universal Analytics. GA4 is the new version. By default, when you create a new Google Analytics property, it's created in Google Analytics 4. However, there is a way for you to create Google Analytics property as well. And that is, there is a video that I have created on how to create older version or how to downgrade to older Google Analytics or Universal Analytics. So if you're interested, watch that. But if you're new to the field, I would say learn both of these tools, GA and GA4. Forward-looking, GA4 is going to be the future. However, many organizations will continue to use GA and are using. Many haven't upgraded to GA4, though upgrade to GA4 is available. That's how Google Analytics is pushing it. And I highly recommend that you create GA4 property as well. Create both. Then you have the collection. Collection is where Google Tag Manager comes into play. Google Analytics and Google Analytics 4 collects the data. They have it. It's stored within their tool, like in the database that behind the scene. Google Tag Manager never stores any data. It is just a rules engine. It's an enabler. It enables you to define the rules which you use to collect the data. So it tells, you can tell it what data to collect at what point, etc. That's what you're doing. You're configuring your rules. And then based on those rules, it sends the data. For example, if somebody clicks a button, on that button click, you want to send some data to Google Analytics. So you can see which button was clicked, who clicked it, which page it was clicked on, what time it was clicked on, etc. You will configure all that in Google Tag Manager. You can even configure a JavaScript that's provided by Google or Google Analytics 4 to track that. However, it is difficult to do that without Google Tag Manager. So Google Tag Manager is really easy tool or enables the easy collection of the data. Again, highly recommend that you learn this tool if you already don't know. But keep in mind, the difference is that Google Tag Manager never stores any data. Analysis is where you dig deeper into your data. So the tools that allow you to do that are Google and Google Analytics 4, Google Analytics and Google Analytics 4. They have the data in there. There are canned reports. You can create custom reports, etc. So that's all sitting there. You can drill deeper by segmentation. Google Data Studio is a data visualization tool that you can point to Google Analytics or Google Analytics 4 and create charts, reports, visuals of your data. That's what you can do. It can go beyond what's provided in Google Analytics and Google Analytics 4 reports. And then there is also BigQuery, where you can drill deeper by writing SQL or SQL. Then you have reporting. Reporting is generally done either within using the reports and visualization available within Google Analytics or Google Analytics 4 or Data Studio. I highly recommend that you start learning Data Studio and use it because it has much more functionality. However, some reports are easily available in GA and GA4 and not so easily in Google Data Studio. Though Google is putting a lot more power behind Google Data Studio. So those who are familiar with Tableau or Power BI, that's what this tool does. It allows you to create that kind of functionality, that kind of reports. But it's it has a better integration with Google Analytics than those tools have. So if you are going to be using Google ecosystem, then you need to learn Google Data Studio. Google Data Studio also does not store any data. You can put configuration settings on how to connect, which Google Analytics account to connect. You can create some calculations, etc. Those stay in here, but it pulls the live data and then shows you the report. It has many other connectors, so it can connect to CSV files, it can connect to BigQuery, it can connect to Google Analytics, it can connect to several third-party tools. So again, highly recommend you learn that. Then you have the understanding. Remember that understanding of the data. Understanding really comes from analysis. So you can think of it's diving deeper into the data. So your analysis is where you will get the understanding. You put your business knowledge on top of the data that you're collecting, and that's how you can start to understand how your users are performing, how your products are performing, how your website is performing, etc. So here again, Google Analytics and Google Analytics 4, Google Data Studio, and BigQuery come into play. Then finally is the process of optimizing. This is where Google Optimize comes into play. I should also put Google Analytics and Google Analytics 4, but really what you're doing here is Google Optimize is a way for you to conduct experimentation, create personalized experiences, etc. So you can do A/B testing, multivariate testing, and personalization in Google Optimize. You use all the data, you understand how it's performing, and then come up with ideas or hypotheses about how your experience should be, where the problems are, etc., and then create an A/B test using Google Optimize. So you use Google Optimize along with the other things that we have talked about, analysis, reporting, and understanding. You can implement Google Optimize using Google Tag Manager. It is just a small piece of JavaScript that goes on your page that allows you to create two versions of the page or headline, copy, etc. So you can test which version is working. Optisent Academy has courses for all these courses. So my goal here is to make you master these tools. Not only these tools, but make you master Google digital analytics and web analytics. I am conducting a workshop. This is a 1 to 2 hour workshop, depending on how many questions we get, where you will learn how to use Google Analytics 4. But there are mini workshops that are self-serve, or self-paced. You can go in, you can sign up and learn pretty much all these tools except Google Optimize, or start to learn. Mastering these tools require much deeper involvement, but at least you'll get enough information for you to go start learning on your own. All right, hope this is useful. I am going to be checking the comments now and see if you guys have any questions. If not, then hopefully this clarifies what these tools are, how this ecosystem works. And I highly recommend that if you are interested in learning Google Analytics 4, then join this workshop, because nowhere you're going to get a live session where you can ask questions. It'll be driven by you guys. So go ahead and sign. There is sign up for the workshop. The link is in the description of this video. Also, I will highly recommend that you check out. There is a 5-tool mini workshop that will allow you to learn all those 5 tools. When I say 5, this is Google Analytics or GA4, Google Tag Manager, GTM, Data Studio, and BigQuery. Okay, let's see if there are any questions. If not, then that'll be it. Okay, I'm gonna switch over, go to my live stream, and yeah, seems like no questions. If this will be available for a while, so if you have any questions, please feel free to pass those questions here, or write those questions, and I will answer them. I'm going to be doing this session again. So if you are watching and you want to join live so that you can ask questions, then please reach out to me so that I can walk you through the process or send you the link for you to join the next session. All right. I'm going to give you a few more seconds to ask questions. No? All right then. Bye.